Hey, what's up? Yeah, man, just kind of just as a therapy session for me, to be honest. Um, I just reconnected with some family, and I haven't really been around my family in years. I mean, I've talked to a couple family members here and there, but for the most part, since I was a teenager, I've been disconnected with my family since, yeah, I was a teenager. And yeah, I just came back in contact with my sister and my grandma, and I'm realizing that I don't think I can really deal with my family on that level. When you're younger, you don't really see the world in the same way. But you know, I always knew I had a dysfunctional family. But as I got older, you get older, you get more wise, you get more knowledge, and so now I'm able to really perceive my family through a truly adult lens. And yeah, I have a legacy of slavery that's attached to my family. You have to remember, Black people, we come from slavery. Black Americans come from slavery, and slavery has shaped our whole culture as Black Americans. So the family dynamic of slavery is still attached to our people as Black Americans. That's why in the Black American family nowadays, you see you see the Black family nowadays being controlled by women. And that even goes back to slavery, where during slavery, Black men were not respected. And we still see that today. You don't see Black men in the household because Black men are not respected. During slavery, Black men were not a respected people. Black men were getting beat down left and right. And when Black women were just sitting there and watching us getting beat down left and right, what were they thinking? Um, they were thinking, "Oh, that's a weak ass Black man. He just letting the white man beat his ass." So Black women were thinking we were weak during slavery. We are getting our ass beat by the white massa left and right. So that created a lack of respect in Black American culture for men, right? And since Black men, we don't really have that intrinsic natural respect from Black women. We have to prove ourselves. We have to be a certain masculinity. We have to be have a certain body build, a muscular body build. We have to make a certain amount of money. We have to dress a certain type of way, have a certain haircut. All we have to prove ourselves and have certain qualities for Black women to respect us. You know, other races of men, Arab men, Indian men, Hispanic men, they're respected by their women just off the fact that they're male. But Black men, we don't have that respect, that natural respect for Black women. And it's just, and I'm not really complaining about it. Hey, it's just something that I observe from my own family. I've gotten to a point where, like, I've just been in contact with my sister for the last couple of months. I haven't seen my sister, heard from her since 2013, and we just started to speak again. And I'm beginning to realize some weird shit. Um, I'm the youngest out of three. Out of three, well, out of my two full siblings, I'm the youngest, right? I have an older brother and a sister, older sister, who my older brother, he's 3 years older than me. My older sister, a year and a half older than me. Um, yeah, and I noticed that my sister, she does not respect me. She doesn't respect me as a man. She doesn't perceive me as a man. And I just know this by like how she talks to me, Sometimes, like, me and my sister, we've gotten into a couple arguments because I felt like she's disrespecting me as far as like the way she's talks to me, like talking to me like I'm a little boy, talking to me like I'm a dumbass, and yeah, we got into a couple arguments because I'm not saying you should argue with people, and there's better ways of handling situations, but I'm on the edge sometimes because my life, my situation that I just escaped from, um, and just constant racism, constant microaggressions, constant people constantly disrespecting me as a black man. That caused me to be on the defense mode. So my sister, she just talks to me like I'm some little ass boy, like a little kid. I'm a grown ass man, and no one's just about to disrespect me like that. So since people are always like throughout the years, people are constantly trying to come at me, constantly trying to disrespect me. That put me, in defense mode. Like I always have to defend myself and argue with people. And I'm not naturally even that type of dude. But when people are always coming at you the wrong way, that can cause you that can cause you to be more aggressive in your approach, in the way you handle people, right? And I knows my sister does not really. She has a very low opinion on me, right? And she thinks damn near that I'm like she damn near like I think she damn near perceives me as having like an intellectual disability or some shit. And she thinks like if I lived with her, she told me she thinks she would have to watch over me and weird shit like that. And I'm thinking to myself like, why doesn't my sister respect me as a man? She respects my older brother, but she doesn't respect me. Okay, yes, I'm younger than her, but like I have a special way of thinking. I'm like in the black community. I know this is not something that's just specific to my family. I just have that way of thinking. The Most High has blessed me with this discernment, right? I know I just have a special way of perception. I'm damn near psychic. I know for a fact that in other cultures, in the white family, in a Hispanic family, in the Indian family, in the Asian family, the youngest male is not disrespected. It's not seen as less than. Other cultures, they respect you as a man, regardless if you're the oldest man in the family, regardless if you're the youngest man in the family. They still have that respect for you. Like even in Hispanic culture, Mexican culture to be specific, they have this thing called machismo. Mexican culture, they respect their men. They put their men on the pedestal, right? In Mexican culture, your sister can be older than you, but she still respects you and thinks highly of you because you're a man, right? In the black community, if you have a older sister and you're a male who's younger than her, she looks at you like she's your mama, that you're beneath her, right? And any black man who has an older sister, they could probably attest to this. In the black American community, when you have an older female, when you have an older sister, she looks down on you like you're like she's like superior to you. She's your mama, and because she's your older sister, oh, she has authority over you for the rest of your life. In other communities, not. In other communities, even if your sister is older than you, the fact that you're a man puts you above your older sister, right? The gynocracy is deep. The black American community is a gynocracy, meaning it's controlled by women. In the black community, women get more respect than black men. Black men, to get respect in the black community, black men, we have to prove ourselves. We have to be the alpha, the 6'5", big muscle type of dude. We have to go out of our way to be respected. We have to be the hyper masculine dude. You know, if black men don't show traits of hyper masculinity, we're not respected by black women, and that's abnormal. Other races of men, they can be weak as fuck, lame as fuck, and then women will still respect them. Black men, black American men, we have to prove ourselves to be respected by black women, and that's not normal. That's abnormal. All right, and yeah, it's just weird. Like the family dynamics in the black American community are fucked up because of slavery. Um, and it's not when you the sibling dynamics, to be specific, is even fucked up. But it's more when you're a black man, you have an older sister. When you're a black man who has an older brother, it's not so bad. It's not as bad. When you have an older brother as a black man, that's just that's like a homie type of thing. Oh, he's my homie. That's my little bro. Oh, he younger than me, but I still respect him as a man. That's the brother relationship in the black community, right? But when you have a sister, an older sister in the black community, oh, I'm better than him. I'm above him. He's a dumbass, incompetent motherfucker. I'm his mama, right? It's that overseer dynamic when you have an older sister. In the black community, your older sister is like damn near your overseer. She thinks she's your mama. She thinks she's smarter than you and more capable than you. And she damn near looks down on you. Oh, that's my little bro. That's my little bro type of thing, right? And I'm thinking, like, where's this sibling dynamic come from in the black community where you're like your older sister, as a black man, your older sister like looks at you like she's your mama and she has like this power over you. This shit has to lead back to slavery. This shit leads back to slavery. During slavery, I truly believe that this is coming from the Most High. This is coming from the Spirit. You know, I have damn like a psychic ability. During slavery, your older sister, if you're a black man, if you're a black male during slavery, if you're a young black male during slavery, your overseer was your older sister. Your older sister who was like a couple years older than you. That was your overseer. She used to look after you on the plantation. She used to observe your every move and report your behavior, report your work rate as a slave back to the slave master. Because you have to understand, like, first of all, you have to know the slavery dynamics. During slavery, black women were a lot of times the plantation overseers of black men. Um, you have to understand, black men, we were the ones on the plantation picking that cotton. I'm not saying there weren't any black female slaves who used to be on the field, but you have to understand, like most of the slaves that were brought over here were black men. Slaves were brought over here to America to do slave labor. Who's more of a laborer? Whose body is more equipped to do physical labor? A man or a woman's? A man. Men were physically bigger and were physically stronger. So most of the slaves who were out on the plantation, picking that cotton, picking that tobacco, building houses and doing whatever physical labor we need to do on the plantation, most of that were done by strong, black, able-bodied black men, right? So black women were not on the plantation Black women were not the field niggas like how black men were. Right? Black women were in the house doing the housework for massa. Sometimes black women would be on the field picking cotton with black men, but a lot of times black women were appointed to be the overseers of black men, right? You have to understand, black women had a closer, during slavery, black women had a closer relationship with the slave master, right? Because they're women, right? A lot of these black female slaves had relationships with the white slave masters. A lot of these black female slaves were having sex and having children with the white slave masters. So and a lot of black women were in the house being the maids and taking care of the slave master's children. So the slave master was closer to black women than black men were. So the white slave master, put black women above black men during slavery because the white slave master favored the black female because he had a closer relationship with the black female, right? The black female was closer to the white slave master because, men like women. You can't evade male nature. Men like women. These slave masters were in the bed, cuddling up with the black female slave masters and telling them, hey, appointing them to be the slave overseers of the black male slaves. And that dynamic is still in the black family. And when you have an older sister in the black family, she thinks she's your mama. She thinks she's your damn plantation overseer. She thinks she can boss you around, oversee, look after your every move and shit. And you have to understand that the dynamics during slavery was, let's say, during slavery, if you're a black man, if you're a young black male, a young black boy during slavery, right? Your dad was too busy on the field picking cotton, picking tobacco, picking sugar cane, right? Your dad was a slave who's too busy on the plantation to look after you, right? Your mom was too busy being the housemaid for the white massa to look after you, right? Your mom had too much responsibilities being the housemaid for the white man. And your dad had too many responsibilities on the field as a field slave, right? Your older brother, as a black boy slave, he was probably too busy picking cotton with your father. So the only person who could really watch over you as a black male slave was who? Your older sister, who was a couple years older than you. And children were slaves too, right? And since black women were given a position over black men during slavery, since everybody's busy, too busy to watch over you, who else can watch over you on a plantation if you're a little black boy? If your mom is too busy, if your father's too busy because they were slaves, who else is going to watch over you to be your overseer on that plantation? Your older sister. During slavery, your older sister was appointed to be your slave overseer as a young black boy. She was your overseer. She was watching over your every move. It was not only adult slaves who had to be monitored every second. It was little black boys too. And it's just crazy that legacy of slavery is still genetically ingrained in our people as Black Americans. It's crazy. I can go deeper in this subject, but I'm just going to let it be for today. And I am going to make more videos regarding this subject. But all right, guys, peace.